being a woman in an Arabic country. But like when I was younger, it was very much traditional. Women stayed at home, did the cooking, raising the kids. And I just thought, nope, that's not going to be me. Like, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to work. I'm going to make my own money. Like, I don't want to rely on anyone. They brought in like a shared parental leave, which more and more men started to take it. But again, the men who took it seriously would then come back and want to do what women would normally do. And actually they were made to feel a bit uncomfortable. Some of the bosses would be like more accepting of women wanting to leave early and pick up the kids, whereas the men, they kind of gave them a bit more grief.
Hi, welcome back to part 2 of this Christmas special with Sam and Sass of Avoiding My Anxiously Attached Boyfriend. Before we get into it, please remember to subscribe and turn on the bell so that you can see future episodes, because we're amazing, aren't we, guys?
Woo-hoo!
So amazing. And although we're recording this early, this is out on the 23rd of December.
Christmas is 2 days away, guys. How excited are we all?
We will literally be so excited
Oh
when
my
this
God,
comes out.
so excited.
I feel snow. It's going to be snowing when this comes out. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's all will it out there. Law of attraction. It's going to snow on the 23rd and it's going to last to the 26th. So Christmas Day is going to be a snowy winter
amazing
wonderland.
would that be?
I love that.
And then we have chocolate.
Hot chocolates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
She
goodness.
made a lovely hot chocolate for me the other day. We
Did
used
she?
like 2 massive bars of
Yeah.
dairy milk.
I made some for Sass, but she fell asleep.
Oh, did you?
And it was sitting there for ages, like, she's not coming.
When was this?
When I made
Last
us
weekend?
the
Or
one
weekend
that's dark
before?
chocolate, that's supposed to be like
Oh, I
good
didn't
for
have
us,
that,
it was
yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
But the other ones tasted.
What's happening behind me? Oh, it's fine. We can put them down. What was I going to say? Oh, you've been making mine? Oh my God. Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch
Oh,
it.
we get
I
it.
know what you mean. But I know what you mean.
Thank you.
I know what you mean.
I know. Okay, what should we start with? Should I start with
Sass.
Sass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it, because this is the best.
Sassy.
So, you reminded me in last week's episode about this thing that Sass does, which is she becomes a scientist and claims to know stuff that she has no idea what it's about.
Oh no, this is really awkward.
So I've written the note saying Sass does this thing where she answers questions as a scientist as a matter of fact. This started when I used to ask things when I was younger, like how babies are made, or even more recently I asked her to explain how oil is made and how we get peanut oil. So today we'll play this game to see if you know how to answer these questions.
Yeah, okay.
Because as a
Excited.
mother, I feel like you need to get used to these types of questions.
Okay.
Because they'll
Oh, God.
happen like a lot from the kids. And
Uh-huh.
I'm apparently one of
The
your
kids.
children. Okay, so I think this is what started it. So, Sass, can you explain to everyone, where does the term bingo wings originate from? In your scientific way.
So, the awkward thing is I know this now.
Why do you know this now?
Because I looked it up after I told you the wrong answer.
What was the original answer? I can't remember.
I said there was a species of bird
Called bingo.
and they flap their wings, and that's where you get bingo wings from.
What's the actual reason?
It's when you play bingo and you like shout bingo,
Yeah.
and it's normally like women who have got
The
flabby arms.
which is actually rude.
Yeah, it's very rude.
And then describe the exact way a cashew nut grows and how they look. Like, where do they grow? How do they grow? Do you know the answer to this?
No, I don't.
cool. That's all you have to say. But give us your science answer.
Well, I think like basically they grow on like a bush
Yeah.
or
Oh.
a tree.
Yeah.
In Brazil.
It's not Brazil nut.
But don't they actually grow like that?
Wait, hang on.
wait,
They
wait,
grow on
Okay.
a tree and they're green in a little pod, and then you you dry them out, and then you undo the pods, and cashew nuts come out of them.
Oh, that's not
That's
bad.
actually
Yeah.
quite on
But
point.
do you want to
I feel.
actually know what they look like? They look really weird. my last Google was, do I have Crohn's disease?
Am I dying?
Okay. They look like this. We'll insert a picture. How
Yeah.
weird is that? They like grow on the bottom of the...
Peppers.
Yeah, they grow on the bottom.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. That's what I thought. Exactly that.
Why do we use the word nuts to describe someone as mentally unstable?
That's an interesting question.
Think back to your research.
I think it's because. Oh, I don't know. Like when you have a bag of nuts, you like shake them about. They make a lot of noise and are like cracking it all about. And so when you're like nuts, mental, it means like your brain is like jiggling all about.
Why do I feel like that's actually...
That's not
Okay.
it. That's
Oh.
so funny. Why do you think like that? That's so cute.
See, this is how you avoid awkward silences by giving a random answer.
Yeah. We'll insert here why. It's
Why?
there.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. How does economics work, and why can't we just print more money?
Oh God, I should know this, but I
Don't.
can't remember. I can't remember. I did a course on it as well.
Did you? Is that the Oxford thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that went well.
Yeah, it was really hard. I was there and I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Basically, economics is theory. It's not real, guys. Like, it's not. It's
Right.
all theory.
Okay.
Based on like some science, but like generally. But generally, it's a theory. No, I mean it, and you just have to like balance.
Because I feel like she's saying it properly.
You
She's
have
not.
to
She's
balance.
just
You have
saying
to
it's a
balance.
theory.
You have to balance things out to make it work. So it's not always correct, but it just works in general.
Okay.
You said nothing.
That's how a politician.
You've said so much and yet nothing.
You just have to balance stuff out. It's a theory. It's not
all about
real.
balance.
I'll take
Guys.
it. I'll take it. When lightning strikes the sea, why don't all the fish die?
Because water's not a conductor.
Sass's thing. It's
Very
not
good,
about.
very good.
No, but it's
You have to
true.
get
so
Well
into
done,
it.
Josh. You got it right.
Water
did.
is a conductor of electricity.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Yes, it is. If you get electrocuted
Yeah,
in the
yeah, if
bathtub,
you
why
wa-
do they fry?
Because it's a small confined space.
No, baby.
No,
boy.
no.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, but it would...
Water is a.
Maybe it only goes for a certain
Yeah,
amount.
that's more
right?
like it. But science, water is a conductor of electricity. Just so you know. Don't.
It's not. Don't
Don't
listen to
jump in the
them.
bathtub.
Don't put your like electricals in the bathtub.
Don't listen to them. Water's not a conductor of electricity. The earth is flat.
Exactly. Exactly.
But thanks for the answer, Sass.
Soz.
Explain space travel and what does speed of light actually mean?
Oh, the speed of light is easy.
Is it?
Yeah. It's how long it takes a light ray to reach something
Okay.
from the point of origination to the end point. And that's why it says speed of light. Yeah.
Okay.
And what's
What
the other
space
part?
travel?
Well, it depends what type of space travel are we talking about. Like astronauts.
Yeah.
And
Like, how come we can't travel speed of light?
because we die. We disintegrate.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't.
Yeah.
What was the? What there was a movie where you like you did
Interstellar.
transported
Interstellar.
and you're like broken up into bits and then kind of
Put back
put
together.
Is that Interstellar?
I think so, because they go through a black hole.
How do planes fly? Like these massive metal things fly.
Magic?
Reindeers.
Reindeer dust.
No, basically. They're shaped like a banana.
We know how bananas love to fly.
It's like aerodynamic.
Yeah.
So the
Bananas are aerodynamic.
basically the
Flap up and down.
wings, they're a certain shape. And the
That's true. It's true.
and
Yeah.
it's just-
Yeah.
And then on top to like balance it
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it flies.
Yeah.
Well done, Sass. I think you could be a scientist.
I know, right?
How does Bluetooth and Wi-Fi work?
It's a frequency. It's like sound is a frequency. Everything is a frequency. It's basically. No, it is, guys.
That's true.
It's a vibration that creates a frequency.
So how does it become Wi-Fi?
It's just.
We've tapped into that frequency.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And that is the end of Sass's science quiz.
I think
love
you
that.
should do one as well.
No.
Yeah, I feel like you actually have similar.
No.
Water's not a conductor. Neither is metal.
So everything's metal, guys.
Oh my god, that was so good. I feel so lightheaded. Thanks for that.
Hi. Make sure you subscribe, guys.
Oh, it turned a bit only fast.
Subscribe.
Go on, Sam.
Okay.
Why should they subscribe?
Because if you don't, I'll find you and I'll hunt you down and I'll gut you like a fish.
So if you don't want them coming after you, like, subscribe, and put the bell button on.
Yeah, follow us on socials.
What was it? The young
This
people?
is the young one.
The young people.
The young people. Okay,
Subscribe, guys.
back to the episode.
I have questions for the
Ooh.
three of you guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So obviously, all three of you were born in Jordan.
No, I wasn't.
Oh no, she wasn't.
Where were you born?
In England.
In Stevenage.
Were you?
Actually, St. Evanage.
St.
St.
Evanage.
Evanage. Were you?
Yeah.
And then, were they on a holiday? And
No,
then
Mum flew
No,
over
mum flew over.
to have her.
Because,
on purpose?
yeah, because Dad was on a course in America, so he wasn't there when I was.
Born. Yeah.
How have
Well,
I
no,
never?
he was. He literally came as I was born, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she's born in England. That's why she never gets stopped as much as we do when we're on passport
I
control.
don't get stopped.
Oh, because your birthplace
Just
is. Okay.
I always get stopped.
Oh.
'Cause you're white.
Yeah.
So you guys grew up in Jordan, and you all obviously all moved over at the same time. But you were all.
Yeah, that was really
Sam's left over. I'll be with you
I've got
soon,
little
guys.
legs. Oh my god, do you know what? Why did I have an image of, like that kid in Up?
Oh yeah.
The suitcase.
Yeah.
On my way.
I'm a
guys.
wilderness explorer.
That's her.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Go on,
sorry.
sorry, babe.
But you're obviously all different ages, so your experience of Jordan is obviously a little bit different.
Different.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
I want to know
I'm
what
the
your upbringing was
youngest.
like in Jordan and what parts of the culture you think you've still held on to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And how it's been brought over to England.
Yeah.
So your experience to start with.
Well,
What
I
was
think
Jordan
it's
like?
funny, right? Because I obviously am the eldest, so I was there longer.
Weird.
But I think Faris and Sam are definitely more attached to like the Jordanian culture than I am. Like,
Oh, do you think?
Yeah, because I think because I grew up there and kind of have lived through like the ups and downs of being brought up Arab. There's a lot that I kind of disconnected from
Okay.
because like I didn't believe in some of the stuff growing up there.
Yeah.
Whereas I think you guys had less time there and therefore you attach more to like some of the culture than like the English culture,
Yeah.
for example.
Interest. Yeah, actually, maybe. In
But
a
then
way
I
when-
feel like in some ways, like you have
traditional sense.
more
Yeah.
traditional.
Yeah.
Like you care more about the traditions in your like. I don't know. I was gonna say in your life. I mean, we're all living life, but like, like with your like career and with your like relationships. I feel like
Yeah.
you're more traditional. Well, you're definitely more traditional than me.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because like I don't know. I mean, I loved it over there. I love the family aspect of Jordan because you
Yeah.
like have a massive family, really close. Like your cousins are your friends. Lots of sleepovers,
Yeah,
lots
yeah.
of like fun slumber parties. And if you ever needed anything, there's always someone to turn to.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I feel
cousin
like
or auntie,
yeah,
uncle,
like
yeah.
I feel like the family value is so strong, and I
Yeah.
think like for me, family is so important because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's a lot of other things like being a woman in an Arabic country. I mean, it's slightly different now as people become more educated and more open with the world. But like when I was younger, it was very much traditional. Women stayed at home, did the cooking, raising the kids, and the
Yeah.
men kind of went to work and brought the money.
Mm.
And I was like adamant that's not going to be me. So
When did you first know or think that?
Like,
Was there a
literally-
certain age or like it just switched and you were just like, no? Or was it, you always kind of like questioned it and like, I don't know.
I think it's funny because I always like did I was told, and I was like very polite and very quiet. But when I used to play football with my cousins, I'd want to win. because they were all boys.
Yeah.
So I'd kick them.
That's funny.
But like, I think when I was a teenager, like maybe just before, thinking, I look around and think like all these women are stuck with these men, even if they're unhappy, because they can't afford to live. They can't live on their own. They're not allowed to live on their own.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to get divorced. All of that stuff. And I just thought, nope, that's not going to be me. Like, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to work. I'm going to make my own money. Like, I don't want to rely on anyone.
Yeah.
So that was like quite a young age.
Do you think that was you yourself always had that in you? Or do you think it was maybe the influence from your mum being English? And you had like a mixture, like even though you were in Jordan, like would that be the same for other girls your age? Or do you think maybe Shelley's input maybe made you think a bit differently?
Maybe, I don't know, but I mean, Mum was quite traditional. Like, she stayed at home, raised us while Dad worked, even though she was English. No, I think because I just thought I don't want to be like unhappy in a relationship just because I'm relying on someone.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be unhappy for so I just wanted to prove that a woman could be like self-sufficient, successful, can look after myself. Like, I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone's money. I don't need like anyone to do anything for me.
Yeah.
And I think when we moved over, my dad was so like protective because he wasn't used to England, and because I was the first to kind of experience that. I was like 15, so throughout year 10 and year 11, I wasn't allowed out. I wasn't allowed to do stuff.
Yeah.
And so like that even spurred me on even more, because I was like, as soon as I can, I want to be completely independent, away from like my family as well, in a sense of like, I don't want to rely on my dad to pick me up, drop me off. So I learned to drive
Full
straight away. Yeah, I got a part-time job, so that I could choose what to spend my money on.
But also disclosure, like, so you were born here, but then you moved back and was brought up in Jordan when you were like 1?
Less than
one?
Yeah, we were only here for like 6 weeks or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, was it only 6 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, because Dad was in the Air Force, so he wasn't
okay.
allowed to stay.
And then what age did you move from Jordan to...
I was literally, it was like the December before I turned 15.
So your childhood and a lot of your teens are like,
in Jordan,
okay.
Yeah.
And then what was it like going from like Jordan and the culture to then moving to England, and it's like...
Awful.
Yeah.
It was awful.
I remember you saying stuff like that. Like,
I mean, I cried for like a whole year.
Did you?
Yeah, I hated
didn't know
it.
that.
Absolutely hated it.
Okay.
Because I just changed schools in Jordan, and I had a really good friendship group. It was really nice. And then we came over on holiday, and then my parents were like, we're not going back. And I was like, what do you mean? We're not going back. And like, we hadn't packed or anything. My parents just decided to stay.
Ran it.
Yeah. So
Did they get stuff from back?
we went back this summer to kind of close out the house and get the stuff that we needed. But they just literally, we came on holiday and we were like, that's it. And I was like, what do you mean? That's it.
I want to go back. I don't want to be here.
Yeah. And the school I went to was like a bit dodgy, to be honest, because it was the only one that had space.
Okay.
And, coming from Jordan, obviously, you talked about boys, but it was never more than that. Like, and so I was so innocent and so like
and at
young.
15, 16 here, everyone's like sleeping with everyone.
Everyone's like, oh my God, fucked her, shagged her, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, and I remember one of the guys at school was like, you're so sultry. I was like, what's that even mean? I was like, I'm not. Like, yeah, you're hiding.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretending to be all sweet and innocent. I was like, no, I really
You
am.
don't want to have sex with me.
I don't want to do that, no. No, thank you.
It was also cool back, like, in Jordan to be smart. Like, it was cool to get, like, top grades. It was cool to be, like, the smart one. Whereas here, it, like, switched.
Yeah.
And it was, like, if you were smart, you were, like, picked on and you're a geek or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, in Jordan, the popular people are the smart people. Yeah, so I went from, like, quite popular to, like, average.
Yeah, because I feel like the people who are naughty in school are the ones that, like, are seen as, like, popular. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of vibe.
So, yeah, but, like... you know, after the first year, this is why I always give myself a year in every like new situation, because experiencing that, knowing like it takes that long
Yeah.
to acclimatize and like get used to stuff and build up your confidence and all of that stuff. So whenever I change jobs, I'm like, right, I'm going to give this a year.
We'll see how we feel.
Yeah.
Then
and
you
then-
stay there for 15.
Yeah. And now
It's
I'm
not
like,
changing.
actually.
What about you guys?
I want to talk more
Oh.
about career, like
Yeah.
your career and like what you.
My career? Well, I kind of fell into it because I wanted to study medicine.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get the grades at A level, and I got an option to do like biomedical engineering and then convert to medicine like later on.
Yeah.
But I was so stubborn. I was like, no, if they don't want me now, I'm not going to do it. And then I wanted to take a gap year, but Dad was like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So then I just went for a university that I liked. So I went to Southampton, and I was like, I like the university, whatever course they do, I'll just take it. And it was like IT. And I was like, was never interested in IT. Hate programming, still can't program, like absolutely not. But it was more like the people aspect of IT. So it was like
Yeah.
building organizations and building teams and stuff, which I love, like the people stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just applied for like a graduate job. Back then you could have graduate jobs,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They were available.
Is it not a thing really
No.
now?
Not really.
Well,
okay.
I mean, it's so hard now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was really lucky. I got a really nice like graduate job. Made loads of friends, and then my personality of like need to achieve more, like
Yeah.
always 10 out of 10 and everything. So I was like, what's the next promotion? What am I working towards? What's the point of working if I'm not working towards
Yeah.
something? I got promoted and promoted again, and then I changed jobs, and then I joined a consultancy. And that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Because you were there how long for?
12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the people in consultancy have got the same mindset of like, they get the people who are like anxiously needing validation.
Yeah.
From
You.
external people. Yeah, exactly. You are validated by us.
Yeah, stay.
It's like the city in Hunger Games.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my God, that's so
the
cool.
capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, the capital. That's it, yeah. And so you're like, okay, I need to get to the next promotion. And then I think like once I had Dylan, I realised like I thought I'd just be the same again, and then I was like, actually, like hormones, emotions, attachment
Priority
to baby,
shift,
like
yeah.
everything changed, and it took me by surprise, and I was a bit like, oh crap.
So you weren't expecting that change at all?
No,
Like, oh, wow, okay.
not
Okay.
at all. Like I went back and I was like, I have no idea who I am. I've lost my confidence. I'm never gonna see my baby.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah, yeah.
god, this is the end of the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really hard. And
Do you think that's common, like from
Yeah.
like friends and people you know?
yeah, it is. I think some people are better at like, because I'm such a people pleaser. Some people are better at like setting boundaries and being like, well, no, like I'm gonna go home to see my kid, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I can't leave at 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I really, really struggled. And I struggled with my confidence massively. And I just felt like the consultancy world didn't really help the situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then I decided to leave. And now I'm at Sky. And that's going really well. I've been there less than a year. But they're a lot more like flexible in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, the work's really interesting, and
Fun.
yeah,
What is it that you do there?
I no one will know this.
I'm a transponder.
I'm a transponder. I run like big programs basically. So like big business change. I have a team that kind of helps organise and facilitates, and
Oh, sounds
like
really
a
interesting.
conductor.
A
or an
conductor.
Oh,
orchestrator.
fun.
Yeah.
That's also quite a male-dominated industry, especially at like high positions.
Yeah.
How was that being a woman and working your way through the ranks? Because I'm imagining a lot of people around you are men and quite like.
Yeah, I mean, less so at Sky actually. Like at consulting, definitely.
Yeah.
Sky, there's a lot more senior females. for sure. I think they had like a drive in diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at consulting, definitely more men. And I think that's like, unfortunately, like just how society is, because it's not structured around supporting like the primary carer, which normally is the woman.
Yeah.
So like if you think about like everything is expensive, like nurseries and stuff, wraparound care, schools only run from like 8:30 till 3, and so
you have
like,
to get like
your,
a child
your work
minder.
day is like anything from 7:30 till 7. So yeah, and also like they brought in like shared parental leave, which more and more men started to take it, but again, like the men who took it seriously would then come back and want to do what women would normally do, which is like, I've come back, but I still want to go home and pick up my kid.
Yeah.
And actually, they were made to feel a bit uncomfortable about
Really?
that. Yeah. So the women kind of, some of the bosses would be like more accepting of women wanting to leave early and pick up the kids, whereas the men, they kind of gave them a bit more grief.
Is it like, oh, you just taking like time off, or
yeah,
it's more
they
that
didn't
vibe?
see it as serious as like if a woman had asked. And also like at the same time, some of the men who took that time off kind of came back and just went straight back into, they didn't have to think about the kids once they were back at work.
Yeah.
Because the other half was kind of like looking after them.
So
they came back full swing. I've taken 4 months off. It's like taking a sabbatical basically, and then coming back and picking up where they left off.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because we've spoken about that before, about like in general how this like drive for feminism is to like give women an equal opportunity, give women like more power, more say, but almost like still to benefit the patriarchy in a sense of like, we can get more workforce now, we can make more money for the economy, but also we're not really going to support the fact that you're the primary caregiver traditionally, and that you're so you're kind of expected to do everything. Yeah. And does it actually feel like that as a person who's like high-powered mother? Like, do you feel like, fuck, I have to do everything? Yeah. I mean, and obviously, especially like since us being separated as well. So like having to run everything to do with the household, paying the mortgage and the bills, looking after the kids, and doing like quite a stressful job. You feel like you're constantly having to try and find some sort of balance. Something always gives, and you just have to decide like what's gonna give. So you can't really have it all. Something will take more of a priority.
Which is funny because that's kind of the narrative that I feel like was pushed. Like you can have it all kind of thing.
No, like for example, like I have made a conscious decision that actually my career right now is plateaued, and so, which is a really uncomfortable thing for me because I'm constantly like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? But like, I can't think about the next thing when I have like the 2 kids, having to deal with like separation, divorce, as well as like making sure I've got enough money for the household. A
balance of it all. I get that.
That's so interesting.
And then going back a little bit, you guys with Jordan.
I want to hear. No, I want to hear yours. Because I feel like
he's spoken a bit about it
all the time. I should talk about like learning Arabic, the Arabic teacher.
What did you feel about Jordan? And then also like, I've observed you holding a lot of traditions, and I'm interested to see if you are aware of those.
Oh, I do. But my traditions is more like family orientated rather than actual traditions. Like, I don't believe the whole like, this is your role as a woman, this is your role as a man, and you're not allowed to be gay, you're not allowed to be trans, you're not allowed to be bi. Like, I've always been open to that. But like living in Jordan, Arabic was not my first language, even though it was. Awful Arabic. Used to have an Arabic teacher that basically said I'm special needs because I can't speak Arabic properly, don't know how to pronounce, don't know how to read, don't remember anything either. And I'm really bad at remembering stuff. So that stayed. But actual living in Jordan, I don't really remember that much. I only remember like snippets. And I don't remember school apart from like getting told off a lot. But I don't actually remember friends there. And the only friend that I remember is a cousin. So I don't actually remember Jordan that well, to be honest.
Do you not?
Not really.
I remember us like doing like a lot of like the Spice Girls stuff.
I don't remember that.
Do you not?
No, I only remember what you guys tell me, and then I remember it because it's your memory that's imprinted. But it's not my memory, no.
And when you come, like, because you came back here.
Yeah.
And I feel like you really, like, well, you've always been open. We spoke about it yesterday a little bit. Like, I was quite surprised. Were you there as well when I said about the lesbian teachers at our school?
No.
So like,
what, in Jordan?
oh wait, I think I think you were, but you weren't. Basically, like, no, at school when we first moved here to Hitchin.
Yeah. First school.
We had lesbian dinner ladies who were both dinner ladies.
Oh, okay.
And I remember they told the kids, or one of their kids was one of our friends or something, and they were, oh, I've got 2 mums, and I was like, oh, how does that work? I don't understand. And then they were like, oh, they're like lesbians, whatever. And I remember taking more time to understand and accept it than Sam. Sam just like took it so face value, like straight away, and was like, oh, okay, hi, 2 mums, great. And then that was it. And I observed Sam accepting it, and then it made me like accept it quicker. Yeah. Which is really weird.
I remember that now,
So it's weird because your upbringing, because that was like the first year of moving to England, not moving back. And Sam had already had that acceptance of like things that were different.
Yeah.
So
Sam as well, I feel like, has spent the most time in adult life in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't remember like the time before, like you lived in Abu Dhabi for ages, and then you guys went to Kuwait and Jordan. You went back to as well.
Yeah, I think it's different as well because I have been told that I like to accept that's not the norm, which I didn't realise I do, but apparently I do, and I think maybe
I'd say so. Yeah.
Well, with a shaved head and.
Yeah. I've been told that I'm very brave to have shaved hair, which is a weird compliment.
Who said that?
The lady at the cafe.
Oh,
but a lot of people have said that to me, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about
very
that.
brave of you.
It's not brave.
Yeah,
it makes me feel like I've gotten over cancer or something. Like,
you're doing so well.
It's like if you're overweight and you wear something, oh, it's very brave of them to wear that. Yeah. It's like a weird compliment. That's not really a compliment.
So I am very brave.
But you had that urge to go back. Like, you lived here, you had the freedom here.
I love Jordan.
What do you love about it?
I love the family, and I like arguing with people. Like, I'm quite argumentative.
I was just thinking, you're the one, not about you being argumentative, but you're the one that, like, it doesn't matter who they are over there. If they have a certain opinion on something, you battle it. And always. I imagine you've maybe been like that from, like, a young age as well.
Well, I used to get told off about stuff, but I don't remember what it was. But most of it was, like, about you not playing with the Barbies, and there's me playing with the Action Man, and I was like, no, I want his Action Man, he can have the bloody Barbies. So I do remember that aspect of it. Yeah. But I don't really remember the actual childhood.
Yeah.
What was it like going back in your 20s?
It was nice.
Yeah.
Because I was old enough that I can tell everyone to, like, get over it. Like, I'm not going to listen to. And it was nice as well because I got to challenge dads over there. Which I actually really love.
But I think you're the only one who could get away with that. Like,
Not
I don't feel like I could have done that.
No, it's not get away with, because actually Dad's a few times come back at me, and that's when I'm like, oh shit, like, I've crossed the boundary, or he's said something, and then Varys has to step in.
Yeah.
But arguing with Dad, I like to do, because I feel like he never gets told to put in his place. Like, Varys is too diplomatic, and you won't, and I don't care if he doesn't like me. And I don't care if he, like, argues back.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
But you like it in Jordan.
I love arguing with people in Jordan.
Yeah.
I love it.
But they're also, like, rude out there, and you're always told to, like, just put up with it. Like,
and
they'll always
really
comment on your way. They always comment on, like, and they make you feel like shit.
Yeah.
And the majority of those people that do that are really fucking fat and ugly as well. So it's like, it's always those uncles or even aunties that are just like, their lives are just like gross, and then they're the ones that are like, oh,
here to tear you down.
You're so fat now, and then you're just like, used to just like stay quiet, and now
but now
like,
you guys, I feel, don't. The last couple of times we've gone, you
because we're over it. Especially if anyone says anything about Sass.
Yeah.
Because specifically, I know that she won't say anything because of that tradition and that like upbringing. So if anyone says anything to Sass, me and Sam both like jump
very
straight.
Protective.
And very savage.
Yeah.
Like
they're my bodyguards.
One of the cousins was like, oh, you've gained weight, or are you pregnant, or whatever. Like, they'll say stuff like that. Yeah. They always say it, no matter what size anyone is, they'll have to say it. And it's like, and I'm like, you're literally a waste of space, ugly bitch. Like, don't fucking say anything. And then
so in a nice way.
In a nice way, we tear them down.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very interesting.
What about your experience?
Well, we've only got 15 seconds left.
So, quick, sum it up.
Loved it. Glad I'm here though.
Because you wouldn't survive there.
Yeah,
It's nice for a holiday.
It's nice for a holiday,
Yeah.
but like death and destruction.
Yeah. Although funny, I know I've mentioned this before, but us as a gay couple, the fact that we've gone to Jordan 3 times,
Yeah.
and one of the times was like for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
I feel that no one would ever imagine that that would be like a reality.
No.
To be
No.
honest.
And 40% of people that interacted with you knew that you were gay.
Yeah.
Which I
And they
think
were
is
fine.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
so
which
happy
is
I didn't know that the first time we
Yeah.
went. 'Cause
Yeah.
The other 60% were like just would not even realize gay is a thing.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't think of it as
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
being
yeah.
gay, because it's like
Doesn't
doesn't
even
really.
cost-
It's only on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
That
what I
doesn't
mean?
happen
It's
here.
not
It
real
doesn't
people.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Thing.
Oh, this is sad.
Oh,
I
that's
feel we
fine.
need a part 3 and 4.
I know we're gonna have to get you guys back
2025,
on.
you guys.
I'm busy.
That was so fun. Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
also,
Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
I am the biggest fan of Mabaf.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Guys,
So you guys
this
didn't
is
mention
she.
that.
This is she. This
I
is
am
she.
the one.
She's the biggest fan of
Yeah.
Mabaf on
Since
Instagram,
day
TikTok.
one.
Follow and subscribe.
Follow and
Sam
subscribe,
loves you
guys.
forever,
Yeah.
and Amab's biggest
Yeah.
fan. Isn't
Yeah.
there another one? I'm sure there's a third account.
No, it's 2.
Just 2?
One.
No, TikTok maybe there's another one.
Yeah, there's a third alias that won't be mentioned.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you have
That's
to
to
guess.
that's to
That's-
drag people.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
dragging down people.
Okay, yeah. We won't. put that out.
Well, Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone,
Christmas.
and Happy New Year. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you two for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I hope it was lots of fun. I hope it's informative.
Yeah.
And we'll hopefully get them back because I think that was quite good.
Yeah,
We've just
I
got on
feel
a
like
roll.
I know.
Merry Christmas. Bye.